Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm going to dive headfirst into a show that I've never watched before. So let me prefix by saying that I've never watched before. So take it a little easy on your guy here. I'm diving headfirst into season 2 of The Challenge USA. I'm very, very, very excited to kind of dive into the world of The Challenge. Please, like I said, have a judgment-free zone, folks. This is my first foray into the world of The Challenge. My brother has been yelling at me for such a long time to watch this show. So I don't know anything about these people, anything about their past, anything about the competition. So bear with me as I learn the ropes and have fun. I'm going to be recapping everything that went down in this episode. Excited to talk about the show. I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm going to try to do recaps each and every week for both episodes. But without further ado, so season 2 takes place in Croatia. Our host, TJ Lavin, is returning with 24 contestants battling out physical and mental challenge. In the end, only one man and one woman will walk away with the title of challenge champions and split the grand prize of $500,000. The Challenge USA Season 2 will kick off a 2-part premiere beginning Thursday, August 10th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, continuing Sunday, August 13th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS, and streaming on Paramount+. New episodes will air twice a week on Thursdays and Sundays for the first 3 weeks of the show before moving to just Thursdays on August 31st. Very, very excited to dive into this. Before we jump into the show, if you don't know who I am, and this is your first jump into the world of the Love and Reality Podcast, I cover all things reality-based programming. You can find the podcast version of this show wherever you listen to podcasts, and of course, right here on the YouTube. So subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff that people tell you to do. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So let's dive right into episode 1. We got Paulie talking about it's the Super Bowl and he's ready to win. Sebastian looks like he will be eliminated fast. He was just talking about he's a 6th place finisher. Michelle seems, I don't know. Look, again, this is my first foray into some of these characters and some of these people and the shows that we're on. But our introduction to Michelle, not a fan right off the rip. I just met her and I hope she loses. Her comment of "I look good in gold" really just made her public enemy number 1 for me. Like 5 seconds into the show, I'm already not liking your character. You know what I'm saying? Paulie whines about Josh being on the show since he backstabbed him the last time he was on the show. We get a little snippet back of a battle between these two. Got heated. That right there, like, as somebody that's never jumped into the world of the challenge, these flashback clips were fantastic. Don't know what's happening, but I'm telling you, I was excited just based on the screaming, the yelling, the fighting, the arguing. I love it. Dusty from Amazing Race looks ready to lose in the first challenge. Just not the guy that I would expect to win something like this. This season will be played in teams, we find out. Teams. The names are tossed in this big machine, and the 3 names pulled out of the hopper are going to pick their team. So we got 3 separate teams, 3 separate names coming out of the hopper, with each of them participating in a draft style type of thing. The first captain is Josh from Big Brother, who's excited as ever. The second captain is Cassidy from Survivor. She finished 2nd place in Survivor and is ready to change the game with the big risk. And our last captain is Desi from Survivor. She made it to the finale last time she was on the challenge. We've got one more surprise up our sleeves. We have some previous challenge folks that are coming in, including the world-renowned Mr. Johnny Bananas, one that I've heard quite a lot about from my brother. This guy apparently must be a superstar. A, he's on all of these. B, my brother talks about him a lot. But these folks are not getting a warm welcome from our newbies because obviously each one of these competitors understand that they've already played the game. right? You know what I mean? They know what they do. They're coming in. They're going to cutthroat, et cetera, et cetera. Michelle and Amanda are already complaining amongst each other because I guess one of them fucked the other's sloppy seconds. I don't know. This is the type of stuff that I live for, though, folks. This kind of drama, this kind of egos, all in one house, all in one competition. Oh man, I've never been more excited to jump into the show. So, with the rules, each team must have 2 challenge veterans. We've got 6 added on the show, so each team has to have 2 challenge veterans. Here we go. Red team consists of Josh, Jonah, Paulie, Michelle, Chanel, Bananas, and Tiffany. Blue team, Cassidy, Corey, Tori, Monte, Faisal, Sebastian, Alyssa, and Chris. And the green team, we've got Captain Desi with Wes, Michaela, Dusty, Emery, Tyler, Amanda, and Lewis. Also, if I pronounce a name wrong, I'm sorry. I suck at pronouncing names. I will get better. Faisal, I think, is a name that I'm going to have to figure out if I'm saying it right ever. The host tells the team that the challenge starts tomorrow. Faisal says that he's had a short fling with Tori, Michelle, and Amanda, but said he has moved on. This guy is a legend, apparently, right? You know what I mean? So basically, if I understand this right, mostly everyone on this show has fucked one another. And you know what? Bring the drama. You know what I mean? He said he hopes for everyone. He hopes everyone has moved on because he's ready to win the game. Paulie, Bananas, and Josh are all on the same team, and everyone is worried they will implode. Tyler is talking about his ex, Angela, and how she crushed it while she was on the show, and they dated, but they broke up. He said he isn't giving in to temptation this time. Sure, Jan. Our first challenge is up. It's called Storm the Castle. 6 statues represent the challenge vets, and they must carry them. Each statue must carry to the top of the castle. Along the way, they will have several signs and have to memorize these puzzle pieces to complete it to move on to the next course. Of course, they must get both statues to the top. First team that does so wins the competition. This gets crazy right out the gate. The red team out the gate struggles with the statues. Michelle jokes that Johnny Bananas' ego in a statue form is super heavy. I wish I could get some of these jokes, but I'm just by my few moments with Johnny Bananas here, we could already tell he's got a little bit of an ego, which, I mean, if he's as good as everybody says he is, and he's been on the show 43 million times, he's a winner. I mean, they made a statue of the guy. We get a bit of an even race until all the teams unlock the first puzzle. In the first puzzle, whenever you unlock it, you get a wagon to put the statues in. The red team is right behind the blue team. And when I tell you this, when they push by them, right? Zoom right on by, okay? The statues start to fall up, and they're on this downhill slope, and things start getting crazy. Like, Johnny Bananas literally almost got trampled. Like, this entire thing was kind of scary, to be honest with you guys. Like, it was genuinely scary how, like, this almost ended really bad. Dusty ain't helping shit. Josh is starting to lose his shit. The green team is in the lead and have a huge lead. Until they realized that Amanda didn't see the symbols correctly, allowing the other teams to catch up to them. So the blue team arrives and are able to get the puzzle correctly on the first try. With this, you're able to cut the statue in half to get rid of some of the weight until the next trek up the hill. The red team completes the code, and now the green team is stuck in 3rd place for having such a massive lead. Amanda's pissed because the codes are not right. Red and blue team are pushing up the hill, and it's neck and neck to the finish line. The blue team gets their first statue up, and then, of course, the red team shortly after gets their first one up, but the blue team can get their statue up before the red team can get their second statue up, and that means the blue team wins the competition. Blue team gets to nominate a man or woman from either team to be at risk of being eliminated. Host TJ announces that they will secretly, apparently this is different from past challenge expeditions here, challenges, but TJ announces they will secretly place their vote, which changes the game. Each person they will vote for will go into the hopper, and they will determine who will be playing who from the team that picked the blue players pick. So the blue team, whoever wins, picks 2 people, man and a woman. They face off against whoever gets pulled out of the hopper of the people that were voted by the two teams that didn't win the competition. Very interesting dynamic. But as I mentioned, everybody's freaking out because they're secretly placing these votes this year. So now you could be saying one thing and then behind the back, you're like, this person said this instead. So it's definitely interesting to see kind of the backstabbing. Even Bananas mentions that gives it a chance to people playing backstabbing game, which doesn't bode well for his particular game. Josh is chatting with some of the castmates for the blue team, wants them to work together to pick and choose who they eliminated. Tori is rooting to pull out all the stops to ensure that they don't vote for the veterans of the challenge. Blue team mentions that they will work with the red team to take down the green team. Alyssa S says that they are against the green and they like them. Lewis and Emira are getting the most votes from the team, with Michaela and Monte getting a few votes. Corey said he feels good that as he has protected a vet, and they will repay that favor. The green team see their names, including Lewis and Emira, who are on the block. These two will be two of the contestants, possibly in the arena a little bit later. Alyssa complains to the green team that they didn't want to put a vet on the block and that Tori wanted to keep Amanda. Emira complains as Tori and Corey are running the show for the blue team, but hello, these folks have been on the show. They know what they're doing. Why you didn't combine and join forces to try to take these folks out is on you. The secret vote is upon us. Emira picked Bananas right off the bat. The goal is to get as many men as possible to save Emira from competing. Joanna throws a curveball here, voting for someone on her own team by picking Michelle. First off, that was like we're already like diving deep into the like twists and turns here. You know what I mean? Like we're twisting and turning, and we just got started here. We've arrived at the arena for the first elimination. The blue team, of course, picks Emira, and Lewis has the two people. Whoever's name TJ picks out of the hopper will face against one of these two individuals. They do end up showing who got the votes and whose names in the hoppers, and here are who end up receiving votes. Wes got 2 votes. Dusty got 2 votes. Desi got a vote. Michelle got 3 votes. Monty got 4 votes. And Johnny, Mr. Johnny Bananas, got himself 4 votes. Michelle realizes that there was 7 votes for red players and 9 for green, which of course means someone from their own team voted for their own team, which is insane. If a name comes out of the hat, Emira is going to ballot. If it's a man, it's Lewis. 12 men. Balls are in the hopper with only 4 for the women. My math is complete. No, is it 6, 15, 16? Yeah, so 12 men balls are in the hopper with 4 for the women. And that was it for episode 1. It left us on a little bit of a cliffhanger here, but definitely a strong first episode for somebody that has never really watched the challenge ever before. It's definitely interesting to see some of the backstories that I don't know or am not familiar with. It's kind of a struggle to kind of follow those pieces, but the flashbacks do give a helping hand in some of that. But folks, listen, if you're a challenge fan, give me the business down in the comments. Tell me what you think of the first episode of season 2. Tell me where I went wrong. Tell me where I zigged instead of should have zagged. Make sure to subscribe to the channel here. I will be covering episode 2. Don't forget, check it out Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It will be streaming on Paramount Plus as well. Remember, we're getting 2 episodes a week for the first 3 weeks before it moves to just Thursdays on August 31st. Again, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. I will be back on Sunday with another episode of the Challenge Season 2.